Good morning. It may not be morning for you, but morning for me. For today's class, we're going to need some tune-up balls and a yoga strap. And we're going to work into the feet a lot today. And we're also going to focus on feeling, channeling, and releasing our energy, right? So the goal of today is to kind of learn to feel and acknowledge the emotion, the strong sensation we have, and opposed to acting or reacting for that pause to channel, right? We're in Capricorn moon right now, which is this really strong kind of intensity, impulsive type of a moon. So it will serve us well if we can have a little pause, right? Just kind of that awareness that, okay, I'm going to sit on this for a minute. I'm going to notice how I'm feeling. I'm going to do something that I know will make me come back to neutral, and then I'll decide my course of plan, right? Okay, so we're going to start by feeling the weather. So take a seat, sit in a chair, sit on your mat, sit on a block, whatever prop makes you feel comfortable. Rest your hands and close your eyes and come to your breath. And in these first few minutes, couple minutes here, what we're going to do is just notice the weather. So as you quiet the mind and you start to tune in, notice how you feel physically. Notice what kind of rose-colored glass, blue-colored glass, green-colored glass is kind of in front of your mood today. And it's all good. As humans, we all experience all of these emotions at some point, at some day. And just acknowledging. Sometimes just acknowledging that mood is the first step to be able to say, this is what I need. Right? When you're ready, you can open your eyes and go ahead and find a ball. If you have tune-up balls, great. Any other ball handy, dryer ball will work well. And you'll just need one. And we'll start standing on our mat and we'll roll out our feet. I like to start heel and move towards toe. And when I'm more of in a denser part of the tissue of the foot, like the heel, you might step into it a little bit more. When you get towards the midfoot or anything that seems sensitive, you can keep your weight a little bit more in the opposite foot to have a lighter press. And you can press down almost like you're stepping on a pedal or something with that ball foot. You can take rocks side to side. You can work circle, you can work up and down, whatever feels good. Just really try to keep your awareness into your foot so that we're getting all surface area. And we'll just take the next couple minutes to kind of work up whatever foot we started on. Right, when I think of impulsivity, right? Which I guess I'm feeling that energetically. I think of my dog, right? Who's super smart, super loving, and very impulsive and quick. And I know that sometimes when we take him hiking, I'm always afraid that he's just going to start running and run right off the cliff. Right? So I guess this class is kind of slowing us down so we don't run off that cliff. And I've moved on to the midfoot. And I've got most of my weight in this opposite foot now, so it's not as firmly pressing down. And it's really hard to get that outer midfoot for me. I can feel there's a little bit of a tight band of tissue there, so I'm rolling a little bit more slowly. There's sometimes I roll more quickly. Waking up our feet. When I get back to the ball of the foot, I tend to put a little bit more weight into it. This really feels like the gas pedal for me. And don't forget the toes. You can grip them. You can almost step into them so that as your foot slides down to the ground, the toes kind of bend up towards you. And you could do that for each one. Or whatever you've got going on that's working. And then when you're ready, switch feet. Also, as we get into our practice today, really think about your breath as a way to help release energy and emotion too. It can be really nice to let the breath come out your mouth every now and then, right? It's not that ujjayi breathing with the mouth closed is always perfect, right? There are reasons not to. And we also checked in and what our mood kind of overall weather is. And then you can notice how that changes within the poses. Right? If you've been practicing, there's probably poses that make you feel a certain way, that maybe trigger certain thoughts or actions. And right when you feel that, maybe within that pose, say, I'm going to pause, I'm going to breathe out through my mouth. I'm going to stay just for a moment, decide what I need, opposed to that like habit. I think it was for me, it was prayer twist. And probably believe me when I say that I don't like that pose because I think we hardly ever do it. But I would always find myself in child's pose and prayer twist. Our habits. All right, I'm working my toes. I don't know what you've gotten up to. Give it one or two more squeezes. And then I'll set those aside. And we'll start in tabletop on our mat. And go ahead and tuck the toes under so that we can give a little bit of a stretch to the back of the feet. If you're feeling a lot of sensation, keep the hips right over the knees. If you want more, send the hips back. Breathe. All right, that's almost the number one important thing we can do. We feel that strong emotion. What do we want to train our body to do? A few nice breaths before anything. Maybe with the exception of pulling your hand out of the frying pan, right? You want that to be pretty quick. There are some exceptions. All right, and then we'll go ahead and take child's pose. Bring the toes together with the tops of the feet pressing down as you send the hips back and rest the head on the mat for a few breaths. And then we'll come back up to table and we'll work some lunging. We'll work into our hips and work into our feet. We'll extend the right leg back behind us and we'll go through some pointing and flexing with the ankle. And then we'll make circles with the ankle in both directions. And we'll take the right knee and bring it towards the right elbow and send it back. Towards the elbow, back. One more time, towards the elbow and back. Now with the leg extended back behind you, go ahead and bend the knee so that the foot is angled upward. And then we're going to take some circles, right? Bringing the knee out into the side, bringing the knee down. So it's almost mirroring the opposite knee, and then bringing it back up. Out to the side, down, back up. Out to the side, down, back up. And then we'll switch sides. Left leg extended back, and we'll do that pointing and flexing. And making the circles. Switching directions. And we'll bring the knee to the elbow. And then we'll go ahead, once we extend the leg back, and we'll bend the knee so the foot is up. Bring the leg out to the side, down, and up, to the side, down, and up, side, down, and up. And we'll call it quits. Okay, go ahead and sit back into your hero's pose. Use a prop that feels comfortable, and we'll work into the shoulders and the arms a little, warm those up. Start with some rolls, up, back, and down a few times. And then switch directions. Bring the hands to extend out with the palms out, and we'll do our shrugs. Inhale, big exhale up the mouth. Shoulders down. Breathe in, up. Exhale down. One more time. Great. Relax. Actually, one more thing. Let's do the rest. Hold the pizza pie with one hand. Bring it close towards your body. The other hand will swim under for the thumb. Gently pull on the thumb, and then go through each finger just for a brief moment. And then when you've done each finger, flip the water off, and we'll do that to the other side. Pizza pie close to our body. Other hand swims in. We go through, and we stretch out the connective tissue and the fingers in the palm of the hand as we gently tug each one. And then flick. Great. All right, let's get into our lunges. And let's start in a dog pose. You can open up the back of the legs a little bit and pedal it out. Activate, right? Training our body for strength opposed to tension. Go through your body. See what you can turn on. See what's strainful that you can turn down. Right? That strength is a conscious decision. The tension is a reaction. Extend the right leg back and up. Feel the outer hips pulling in and the ribs into the body. Go ahead and come into your hanging plank where your knee is pulling towards your chest. And then go ahead and step the foot forward and bring the left knee down on top. Untuck the toes. Feel both feet pressing down and everything hugging in towards your center as you reach up, look up. And then exhale, hands will come down and we'll move into a standing leg split. I like blocks under the hands, but you could reach for the floor. Tuck the left toes, lift the left leg, and that left leg is going to fly. Just like our downward dog pose, feel those outer hips hugging in. Breathe. Activate. And then softly bow, right? Soften things to create an easy forward fold. Let go of the head. Create space for the neck. As you inhale, rise up to a standing and reach up and find your mountain pose. Spread the toes, lift them, wiggle them. Feel your feet rocking side to side, front to back, and come to what feels like a nice, neutral, strong stance. And we'll do that exhale out the mouth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left leg back, knee down. One breath as we reach up. And then we make our way back to our dog pose. 5 breaths here. Right, go back into your body. Travel through feet to hand. Where can you soften tension? Where can you turn on strength? Standing leg split. Left leg up and back. Hanging plank. Now before you step that left foot forward, can you gaze forward and bring your chest forward? Then step the foot forward. Maybe you got another inch there. Right toes down, left foot rooting down. Inhale, reach up. And then the hands come down to mat, or maybe you find those blocks again. Right toe tucks, right knee lifts, right leg flies. And then we'll soften and bow. Rise to stand and reach. And one more time, come to mountain. Move the feet, the toes. Feel strong and purposeful in your mountain alignment. Take a breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot back, knee down. One breath, one movement. And we move to our dog pose. Warming up the hips, now warming up the spine. Inhale, come forward to plank. Gaze forward, chest forward. Stop the habitual thoughts about plank. Exhale, lower. Tops of toes really press. Feel those toe mounts rooting down. As the palms grip and pull the mat, you lift, freeing the neck. Lower down as you breathe out. Move through your table and back into your dog. One more time, wave to your plank. Breathe in strength. Exhale, lower. Strong back bend. Slowly move to dog. Okay, rest in child's pose or one more vinyasa. You go at your own pace. If you rested, meet us in dog. Next inhale, look forward. Next exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Gaze just in front of your mat. Press the palms into the shins. Feel the neck lengthening out of your back. And forward fold on your next exhale. In your forward fold, can you feel your feet rooting down? Your toes are spread and easy. You have so much strength in your legs. On your next inhale, rise to stand and reach, and come back to that mountain. One more time, purposeful mountain, really connecting with the earth and our feet. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And we'll get ready to do the sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Move to your plank. Inhale, find strength and breath. Like a pressure cooker, slowly release that exhale as you lower down. Inhale, find your back bend. And we make our way in our own time to dog, right? So I'm kind of middle of the road with my speed. If you're ahead of me, great, right? Couple more breaths in dog. Feel free to go to the next pose if that's what your breath is cueing, and same thing. If you're a little bit behind, maybe one last breath and dog, and that's okay. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come forward, right into that halfway lift. We'll exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Mountain pose. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, move to plank. Pause, get long and strong. Exhale, pressure cooker. Inhale, take your back bend. Exhale, move to dog. 5 breaths. Next inhale, look forward. Next exhale, move. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Nice and long. Exhale, fold and strengthen those legs. Inhale, rise to stand. Mountain pose. Connect. Okay. We're going to move into some sun salutation Bs. So we'll work into our crescent lunge or our warrior pose, whatever works for you. Feel free to choose that variation based on the day and the moment. We'll start with chair pose. I'm going to bring my toes together. Sometimes it's really nice to hug a block if you have the legs a little bit separated. As you inhale, sit back and reach forward, maybe up. Play with that range of what feels good. Stare to one spot. Come to your breath. Next exhale, let your torso rest to your thighs, and you might straighten the legs a little bit. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, move to plank. Long neck, shoulders on the back, nice and strong. We lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, dog. Right leg back and up. Hanging plank, right foot forward. Inhale, come up. Right back heel can be lifted or down. Same engaging muscles, keeping us stable. Maybe you lift your front toes, let them spread. Really feel that front foot rested down and stable on the ground. As you inhale your arms high, we'll exhale, open up to our warrior 2. Back foot is on an angle, and so aren't the hips. Strong muscles in our backside. keeping our front body open and our knee in a good spot. Imagine you've got a friend on either side of you, one behind you, one in front of you, and you're reaching for both of them. Side angle lunge, right forearm to right thigh, left arm up and over. This should be very non-weight bearing, this right hand, right? Using our strong legs to keep us there. Feel that back left foot really rooting down to the mat. Your left fingertips reaching high. Now the left hand will come down. The left heel will lift if that's okay, right? That might not work for your toes, and that's okay. You could bring the knee down if you need to. And reach the right arm high. Bring it out. Right hand down, and we'll step into our forward fold. Strengthen up your legs as you bow, let go of the head. Next inhale, we'll come back to our chair pose as we sit back and reach forward. A few breaths here. Right, our adversity training, chair pose. Stand tall, reach up, and then mountain pose. Exhale. We'll do that to the second side, coming right back into our chair as we inhale, reach forward. And bow. Long spine. Move to plank. Long neck, strong seat. We lower with our heart first. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, dog. Left leg back and up. Hanging plank, left foot forward. And you come up with either that right heel lifted or right heel down. We connect with our feet and our breath. Next inhale, reach your arms high and open up for your warrior two. Strong seat. Remember those two friends. Side angle lunge. Lightly rest the left forearm down. Right arm up and over. And we'll come into our twist, either coming to the ball of the right foot or bringing the right knee down, and the left arm reaches high. And then we'll make our way to our forward fold. From your forward fold, come into your halfway lift. Chair pose, sit back. Stand tall and rise. Then find your mountain. Okay. We're going to find our strap and we're going to come to our tabletop pose. Now we're going to work into our standing bow or dancer, right? We'll see. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is create a little loop in my strap. So if you don't have the buckles, right, you can just tie a knot. And your strap to get the loop, right? And if you have the buckle strap, the tail will go through both buckles and then back, over and then under. Right, over the first buckle, under the second. Okay. And then from our tabletop pose, kind of how we were warming up, right? We're gonna bend our right knee, lift our right knee from the ground, and the foot is up towards the sky. I'm gonna reach back with my opposite hand, my left hand, to strap that left foot. And then I'll go and find the length of the strap up overhead. Right, and it's okay if your left arm is bent and you're kind of holding on it like so, or if the left arm is straight, whatever feels good. And then come back to square your chest to the ground and square your hips to the ground. Now press the toe into the strap and resist with your arm so that the strap is pulling into the foot. Keep your core gently engaged here. Gaze slightly in front of your mat and breathe. All right, release. And we'll try that to the other side. All right, so my right hand is going to strap my left foot. So I'm in table, my left leg extends up and back with that bent knee. Then my right hand reaches back to put the strap around the foot. Cowgirl moves here, trying to get that lasso. And once I've got the foot, I even my body back out towards facing the mat. I engage that back foot, pressing into the strap as my arm resists. My core supports my spine. And I breathe in to keep it as easy as possible. And release. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Same thing, right? But kind of like standing bow instead of dance. We're gonna do a modified standing bow. So have the strap handy. You may or may not need it. From your tabletop, we'll extend the left leg back. Let's do right leg back. Sorry, extend the right leg back. We'll even it out. But this time the toes are tucked and the ball of the foot is down, just for a little bit of a moment here. Okay? And then we'll drop the right foot down so that the heel is in line with my left heel. Now for balance, I'll take my left leg a little bit out to the side, just for some extra stability. My left hand will be my standing yam, and my right hand's gonna grab the strap, right? As I open up for my modified side plank here, I'm gonna float my right foot. I'm gonna bend my right knee. My right hand will find the strap. Same thing, I kind of bring the strap up overhead. And I've got my modified standing bow. A little pressure into the strap as the foot presses, the hand resists. Right, you might be grabbing your foot if physics allows. And that adds a nice stretch to the arm and the chest. And then when you're ready, release. And we'll do that to the other side. My right foot is still strapped. Here we go. All right, from tabletop, my left leg extends back with the toes on the ground and the heel lift in. Drop my left foot so that the heel to heel alignment is happening. And then my right leg kind of kicks up to the side as a kickstand. And I come into that modified side angle. My left arm reaches up with the strap. My left foot will float. My left foot bends. And I lasso, right? Find your cowgirl move to get that foot. And then the arm can get overhead, right? And as you press into the strap with the foot, you resist your hand. And release. All right. set the strap aside and we'll go ahead and do some seated postures. Find something to lift your seat a little bit or a lot, whatever you need, and we'll find our butterfly pose. Now in our butterfly pose, let's go ahead and press the legs so that the pinky edge of the feet are together and your feet are almost butterflying open, right? Your toes and your feet are reaching out so you can see the bottoms of your feet. Take your thumbs and place your thumb just under the ball of the foot, just under where the ball of the foot aligns with the toe, okay? And then go ahead and start to make a little bit of circles, right? This is our spring of energy, right? In acupuncture, acupressure, this is believed to kind of help turn on our energy for the day. And then after you've had enough of that, you can come into your long spine, flexing at the hips, still keeping our legs strong. And then as we come up, we'll extend both legs out. And we'll come into a side bend. I'm going to take my right forearm either to my right thigh or to the ground, right? So I'm not mirroring you guys here. And my left hand to my left hip. And same thing, I'm trying to flex into a side bend opposed to side bending my spine just yet. And then the left arm can reach up and over if you'd like. Active legs as if you were standing on the ground, charging up the muscles. And then we'll switch sides. Left forearm to left thigh or just in front of it. Right, finding that hinge at the hips, and then right arm up and over. And then release, come on up. Bend the legs, and then we'll come to lay down on our back. All right, find a block and bring that with you. As you come to lay down, we're going to bend the knees and put the block right underneath the sacrum. Bring the arms into a GoPro shape and dangle up the legs for waterfall. You can stay in waterfall, or if you would like a more active inversion, you can come into your plow and then shoulder stand, where the palms press down alongside you. The hips lift from the block. We keep our neck really still, gazing upward as the feet come back. We walk our hands up or back. We walk our elbows in slightly. And to come into shoulder stand, we have active feet. So I had a teacher who used to say Barbie doll feet. I can't think of anything better. Barbie doll feet, as if you were in high heels, reaching with the toes, reaching with the balls of the feet, legs actively pulling together. Very strong. And we're trying to stay open at the front of the hips. So as the hips come up a little bit higher, the legs actually sneak back to stay over the hips. And then when you've had enough, the feet can come back down in your plow. And then remember that that block is there, either moving it first or lowering back to the block. And then we'll bring the feet down, set the block aside, and we'll come into our twist. As you bring both knees, or actually both feet down, bring the hips a little bit over to the left, both knees into the chest. As they fall to the right, you keep both knees bent for a more gentle twist, or extend the bottom leg, the right leg, to come into a little bit deeper variation. With ease, roll onto your back. Bring the hips back to center and then over to the right. The knees will come into the chest and they'll fall left. Keep it a 2-knee twist or extend the left leg coming into the single knee twist. Roll onto your back and find your half court shape. Rest the hands on the lower ribs, and we're going to come into some breath work. Let's try to do this nasal breath, and I want you to imagine that you're using your diaphragm muscle. As you inhale, you're bringing the breath all the way down to the lowest part of your abdomen, and on the exhale, you're just letting go, and not forcefully, but the breath is just coming back out. And then the second that exhale ends, breathe in again so that there's no pause between the inhales and the exhales. We'll do that for about a minute. When I'm breathing like this, it almost feels like a figure 8 within my body. All right, release your breath and move to Shavasana. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to be. Breathe normal and let the thoughts rest for a few more moments here. When you're ready, bring some movement to your fingers and toes. You can take some hugs and rocks with the knees. And when you're ready, we'll move up to a seat, sitting nice and tall. Hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra with gratitude for this yoga, gratitude for our bodies, for our awareness. We breathe in, we breathe out. Namaste. Thank you for spending this time. Let me know if you have questions. Remember, no running off cliffs. Take care.